When you hit the L button, it'll pop up.
Its real symbolism is not to the westward expansion of the 19th century, but to the power and dominance of the United States in the 20th century. This is by Tracy Campbell from the Gateway Arch, a biography. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Gateway Arch. I'm going to give you some general information in case you decide you ever want to go there. I've been there and I have a little bit of information, and it's a pretty neat place to go. Today I'm going to talk to you about the history, the construction, and the museum at the Arch. First, we're going to start with the history. A civic leader named Luther Eli Smith had a vision when he returned to St. Louis from a visit away in 1933 that he could build a monument that would revitalize St. Louis riverfront and the economy. He talked to the mayor about it and got approval from the civic leaders to begin the project. And the approval of the public funding was not favorable to the people of St. Louis. So the government stepped in and funded 3/4 of the project, $22.5 million. So it was a $30 million project. It promised 5,000 jobs for 3 to 5 years, which did not happen quite. The land acquisition for the arch was in a national parkway area, and instead of purchasing it, it was condemned so they could begin their project. There was a design competition that started in 1945, and a man named Ario Saarinen was the winner, and he and his team were paid $90,000 for the design. During the next few years, the design was perfected. And anyway, they founded this foundation, the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial Association, pronounced Jenny May. And this is the man who designed the arch. I forgot about my pictures. And anyway, he just perfected his design, and construction began, and the excavation began. Now that we've talked a little bit about the history, second we're going to go into the construction. The ground was broken in 1959 and 1960, and the foundation was laid. The arch construction actually began on February 12th of 1963. It was assembled in 142 12-foot long prefabricated stainless steel sections. Each section was then filled with concrete to stabilize it. The expected completion date was 1964, which was in line with St. Louis's bicentennial. It did not happen. There was a time capsule that was placed in the very top section of the arch. It had 762,000 students and other signatures. And then on October 28th of 1965, the arch was topped out. There was a short 10-ton, 8-foot triangular piece that was supposed to be done at 10 a.m. that morning, but because the heat of the sun had already caused the steel to constrict, they had to do it, or they had to hose down the south leg of the arch to cool it down so they could get that last piece in. And then the very last section was a 2.5-foot section, and it was secured by 12 p.m. that day. There were lots of filmmakers standing on the ground waiting, hoping that it didn't fit so they could film it and cause a big scene. On May 25th of 1968, Vice President Humphrey dedicated the memorial. It's 630 feet wide and 630 feet tall. It's the tallest man-made monument in the United States. And the legs are equilateral triangles narrowing from 54 feet to 17 feet at the top, and they're hollow to allow a tram to go up through it. Okay, now that we've heard about the construction, third we're going to move on to the museum. The museum is an underground visitor center, and it's directly below the arch between the legs. It was started at the same time that the construction of the arch was started, but because of insufficient funding, it wasn't concluded until 1976. The name of the museum is the Museum of Westward Expansion, and it houses 2 theaters and over 100 exhibits about the arch and the area around. It was opened in August of 1977. The observation area, whoops, can we go back one? Sorry. The observation area at the top, you go by tram, and it is 65 feet long and 7 feet wide. There's 16 windows on each side. And the tram, it's 8 cylinder type pod things that go up a track, and they hold 5 people in each one. It's built like it's called a half Ferris wheel, half elevator. It takes 4 minutes to get to the top and 3 minutes to get down. The view from the top, you can see 30 miles. You can see southern Illinois, the Mississippi River, and the city of St. Louis. The arch was built in line with the Jefferson County Courthouse, so it could be directly seen from the top of the arch. In closing, we've talked about the history, the construction, and museum of the arch. I hope you enjoyed our short visit to the Gateway Arch, and I'll leave you with this quote. Let us hope that arch somehow survives, that it becomes far in the future a mysterious structure like the Great Pyramids or Stonehenge that leads onlookers to wonder about the people who produced it and ask themselves what strange compulsion led to its creation. By Tracy Campbell, The Gateway Arch, a biography. Thank you.